Good evening, and welcome to tonight's top story out of Washington. In a move that's sparking outrage across the political spectrum, President Trump has ordered the demolition of the historic East Wing of the White House, the public-facing heart of America's most iconic residence. This isn't just a renovation. It's a complete teardown of a structure that stood for generations, replaced by a lavish 90,000-square-foot ballroom nearly twice the size of the entire White House and bigger than a football field. What began as a $200 million project has ballooned to over $350 million, funded not by taxpayers but by private donors and major corporations, including Comcast, the parent company of NBC. For context, the East Wing has been more than bricks and mortar. Since Eleanor Roosevelt's era, it's housed offices for first ladies and served as the entry point for schoolchildren, tourists, and foreign dignitaries attending tours and state dinners. Built by immigrants, enslaved and freed Black Americans, it survived the British burning of the White House in 1814 and partial rebuilds that followed. It's endured, much like the nation it represents, a physical embodiment of the American story and a symbol of our democracy. The Trump administration defends the move, calling it a long-overdue upgrade that's been desired for 150 years. White House press secretary described the president as a builder at heart, with his mind always churning on improvements to the grounds. And indeed, presidents have left their marks before: FDR's indoor pool, Truman's bowling alley, even Obama's basketball court. But this is different. Critics argue it's the biggest change in White House history, bulldozing through norms with no congressional approval or appropriation, just Trump's vision executed first, explanations later. At a time when the government shutdown has left hundreds of thousands of federal workers without pay, millions at risk of losing SNAP benefits, and health care hanging in the balance, prioritizing a Gilded Age ballroom feels not just frivolous, but emblematic of the Trump presidency. It's a pattern. Bypassing checks and balances, treating the people's house like a personal property, a Trump hotel or golf course, perhaps? As columnist Jonathan Vail has warned, if this stands, there's no limiting principle on a president's ownership of the White House. He stops being a tenant and becomes a lord. The administration dismisses the backlash as manufactured outrage, insisting Trump isn't the first to renovate. But here's the rub. Past projects went through Congress with appropriated funds. Truman's gut renovation, for instance, was because the building was on the verge of collapse. Only the outer walls survived. This one? No such emergency, and plans for historical consultations or congressional submission are coming after the demolition. Adding fuel to the fire, the White House website's rollout of this project, billed as a rebrand, veered into bizarre territory. Amid details on the expansion, there are random digs, references to Bill Clinton's extramarital affairs, a long-memed, racist image of Barack Obama in a turban tied to unsubstantiated Muslim Brotherhood claims, and jabs at Hunter Biden. None of it relates to ballrooms or the East Wing. It's classic whataboutism, a desperate pivot to change the subject from the real controversy. Looking ahead, the implications are profound. Future presidents might hesitate to undo this behemoth, especially with its massive price tag and potential permanent office spaces baked in. Will first ladies even get dedicated rooms? And those corporate donors? They're not writing checks out of altruism. This reeks of influence buying, the worst kind of privatization corrupting our national heritage. As one MSNBC columnist put it, while not as psychologically damaging as Trump's slide into authoritarianism, this gaudy monstrosity will linger as a reminder of his enduring influence long after he's gone. So what's next? Congress could step in. Democrats, when they retake the House or Senate, could pass laws banning such funding or sanctioning donors who peddle influence like this. Future presidents should pledge to rip it down, signaling to billionaires and corporations, your money's wasted here. The White House isn't for sale, it's ours. This isn't about nitpicking during a shutdown. It's about drawing a line on corruption, norms, and who truly owns the people's house. We'll continue monitoring this story as it develops. For now, what do you think? Is this visionary or vandalistic? Share your thoughts online. I'm your anchor name, and this has been your evening update. Good night.